I am going to break my order of operation for this one because I got to it and was in a literal foot race with an incoming violent storm. We'll talk more about that storm in just a few minutes. Again, in the interest of my crunch for time, I skipped the edger for this one and went straight to the string trimmer. That way I can go straight from getting the grass off of the curb, and then from around close to the house where the mower won't fit in a better amount of time than I honestly had that evening. Again, making sure I cut here what's in between the the bushes here at the edge of the house and the porch, so I can make sure I'm cutting everything that I know my mower won't fit to or can't run over with the mower, like bricks and things. Again, I'm cutting out of order here. Normally I cut a backyard first every time so I can keep, again, all my tools in front of me the whole time I'm on the property. But this storm's blowing in. This was a city violation complaint yard that I needed to make sure I got at least the front done first so they can face the city with the complaint they received about their yard height. And I was definitely expecting to have to come back and do the backyard or finish later, but I want to make sure at least the front was done. I didn't think this show was really worth complaining to the city about, but once I got to this spot right here, I realized how thick, how tall it actually was, like just there to the right of the tree in the space I'm in now. So I understand, but I still kind of don't. It wasn't that bad to me. there were a lot of things hidden in this yard that I missed on my walkthrough because the grass was just that thick in some spots. Unfortunately, it comes with the business. It's foreign to me that the city would come to read the water meter at 6:30 on any day of the week, but I had to ask him to move. Move from the front of the house to the side of the house. I'm working my way towards the back again. I want to make sure what's visible from the street is handled, so they can satisfy their complaint from the city about the yard height. And again, I know I'm coming back to do the back at this point. Even in a pinch for time, I'm going to at least double cut a yard. I'd have to make sure that the grass is cut until it's cut. I usually literally don't ever cut across a yard diagonally on the first go, but in the interest of getting into, through, and out of this yard as quickly as possible, I had to go for it. My walkthrough didn't reveal near as much of the debris and toys and stuff that I wound up finding in this backyard because they were buried just that deep. Generally, they were exposed by my mower, so I ran over quite a few things. I think I blew up a stuffy back there at one point. As I ran over this, again, cutting it down from knee high, and I'm 5'8". If cutting it down from knee high, I knew this was going to be at least a triple cut. As you can also see, the winds are very much starting to pick up here, so I'm operating as if I'm in a foot race with a storm that was blowing in from the north. You will see more on that in just a couple of moments. What you're not seeing here is me in that corner over there preparing, finishing out the corner and preparing to change directions. I'm going to cut long ways against this fence right here in front of us and finish out this side of the yard so I can quickly get to the other side. The sheer amount of clippings coming out of this mower lets me know that I am definitely coming back on this yard at least one more day. And you see the wind, you see those clouds. You may or may not hear some thunder over this next couple of minutes, but I am working like a madman to get the other side of that yard cut, at least the first cut, before I'm driven back to my house in this rain. I'm so busy getting done what I need to get done, I did not realize the camera had fallen 5-10 minutes earlier. The camera was down for 10 minutes. I'm only keeping y'all for 2 or 3 of those. I knew the storm was coming the whole time. I just hoped I had an hour and a half to work this thing over before it got here, but that didn't wind up working out for me.
3 days later.
I left this piece next to the house because there had been some trash and debris inside of it. But as I arrived, she had someone who had come and helped in picking up the trash in this area. Made my life a lot easier, except for the fact that it was just way higher than my weed eater was ready for, so I had to switch to the mower. Or I thought I was switching to the mower because I promise you that beep you just heard was my battery dying. I had to run home and grab a new one. I had realized the battery died when I came back to reposition the camera for this cut, and so you've missed me cutting through that spot and then weed eating it over to get it closer to the house. What you're seeing coming out of my mower now is a little bit of new growth over the course of those few days, and mostly clippings, and they are coming out quite fine. I'm gonna go over them twice because I don't bag, so I make sure that I get them ground down to as fine as possible, knowing it was gonna rain again. That would beat them into the ground better. Don't tell my wife this, but I really should be wearing my dust mask to work over this part of the yard, cutting old clippings up to mulch them down finer. But I was working on efficiency and didn't think about that. I apologize. It's clear that you can still see those clippings sitting on top of this yard. So I am definitely planning at this point in the cut, as you know, real time to you as you see me cutting. I've made my decision that I am going over this one more time before I finish this yard out. I've mentioned this in passing earlier in the video, but this yard came to me through Facebook. The lady who lives here, the tenant who lives here, had received a city warning about grass height. Normally, Greensboro will can send a warning if your grass is over a foot tall, but they tend not to until someone complains. She had asked if anyone could help and received a lot of nasty comments from people. I told her that I would come through on this day and knock it out as best, as long as my equipment would fit. I would knock it out for her. And this one was on the house. I did not charge her for that, and if she would like to keep me around, she is more than welcome. But this time, I did this one free of charge, totally on the heart. Even when I'm not charging, you have to see my visible lines in the yard. Everybody gets my signature. I'm becoming more satisfied with what I'm seeing of the yard now. Again, I see the clippings here in the video, but they were not so evident from behind the mower at the time. They are nearly powder. And again, understanding that it was about to rain again on the day I did this, I knew they would be going down. Everything should be fine by the time if she calls me back for more help. For a second cleanup on the side yard, and again, look at my stripes on that backyard back there. You see that? And people go through things. There's no excuse to be ugly to people, to be mean to people. These people were in need of assistance. I didn't ask why they were needing of assistance. I just knew I could help. I knew it wouldn't cost me much to help them, much in terms of time or effort, because this is what I do. I didn't ask any questions. I didn't ask her to be on camera because she had an infant on her hip most of the time I saw her, with the exception of the times you see her walk through the video. And I'm just helping where I can. This is what I do. I'm going to close this out with a second pass on the front yard. Again, it looks like it's fine to anybody who may or may not care about what's being left behind, but I see clippings from the couple days prior. I want to make sure that I at least have a clean cut, that if I'm leaving, I got to leave my name on it. Like with the backyard, you can see at this next spot that I'm really cutting those clippings, making sure I get them most up as small as possible because I want them not visible for long. That maneuver there, that's why I bought a walk behind mower instead of a stander. I like the maneuverability, the the dexterity to be able to just jump around the tree like that instead of having to worry about me being on the back of it while doing so. Was that cut good enough? Yes. Was it good enough for me? Never. I'm going to go over one more time again to pulverize those clippings into a powder if I can. I want them on the ground and not on the grass. In my pinch for time, with the storm incoming on the first day, I did not get before pictures as good as I would like to. Only when I went through for my walkthrough did I get a picture of the front yard. I did take after pictures of the front yard and in the back. I do apologize. I will do better about that next time, but I was in a crunch for time with a storm incoming quicker than I could apparently move. Thank you for understanding.